What's up guys, welcome along today and thanks so much for joining us. Today we're back in a workshop and we've got a bit of work going on with this Yamaha, so we're going to talk you through this. Whilst we're here, it's been a while, so just show you around a workshop. We've got the R1 with a little project going on with the rear wheel. We've got the lathe mid restoration still, need to finish that off so I can make some parts for that. It has come along and been painted and some new little collet blocks made, bits and pieces. I will do an updated video with that. I've got some new bodywork for the R1 there, which is going to be painted, new colour scheme for next year hopefully. We've got the CB project, which has actually got the swing arm in. I have got the spindle made, got it in. I just need to make a space up for the rear wheel to be fitted. Again, needing the lathe to be finished to do that. So lots been going on, but just too busy over the summer to be in the workshop getting on. Anyway, before we get on to today's job, I just want to say the eagle-eyed amongst you may be spotting the Nigel Mansell thigh tickler. So it is of course Movember, well it's November when this is being filmed, but Movember, all about raising awareness for men's health. Not only is it for men's cancers and things like that, it's just men's general health. Scary statistic that the most likely thing to kill me at the moment is myself, through suicide. So if you are worried about a brother, check on him, make sure he's doing okay, make sure he knows he's got somebody to talk to. Especially this time of year when it's dark, it's cold, no sunshine, and you can't get out on your motorbike, makes people feel very, very bad. So that is why you need to get yourself a winter hack like a WR450 Yamaha. The owner of this bike has had this bike since new, 2005. He said to me that his friends looked at it, it's basically sat for a long time, not been used, went to start it, wouldn't go. So his friends looked at it, mechanic, pulled the carb off, fiddled around with the carb, got it going, but then he saw some air bubbles going up into the expansion bottle, so he was worried that the head gasket was gone. So that's what we went to check. I went to try and start it and the electric start wasn't working. So because my fragile old knees can't take kicking this over all day, we had to get it firing up on the starter button. So pretty simple system on this. Battery feeds into a starter solenoid, which has got 3 wires connecting to it, one in and out to the ignition switch, and then another feed off to this starter relay. So upon testing, all of those signals in and out were good here. So when you hit the button, you should get a 12-volt feed coming out of here, which is connected directly down to your starter motor. We didn't have the 12-volt feed here, so the solenoid was knackered. However, I undid the output from it and thought I can just touch it on the direct live and that should fire the starter and try and get it going. However, still nothing there. So ended up pulling the starter motor off of the bike and taking it over to the workbench. So what was wrong with the starter motor? Here we are on the bench, stripped it apart, and we can see the brushes aren't actually too bad, but inside the housing where these magnets that are now sticking everything to it should be, they're not there. So if you was German at this point, you might say, Scheiße, meine Anlasser ist kaputt. So we needed a new starter motor, so we've ordered a new starter motor. We've got that to bolt in. We've got our new starter solenoid there to put on. That should get it spinning over on the electric start nicely. We've also got a new spark plug to put in because why not? It's never going to hurt you to put a spark plug in there. And we have the carburetor. So although this gentleman has had the carburetor taken apart and the jets cleaned out and looked at, and he's actually ordered a carburetor rebuild kit and put the jets in there, this is an American rebuild kit, so the jets are slightly off for our climate. He also didn't strip, these have got a mid body, this is an FCR flat slide carburetor with an accelerator pump on the side and a flat slide connected directly to the needle there. These have got a mid body gasket on them, which is in here, which you can see hasn't been replaced, and you can see quite a lot of jellified fuel in there, and there's even a couple of other O-rings and gaskets underneath here. So we've now got the mid-body gasket repair kit. I did also find that the pilot screw seal wasn't in there and the pilot screw was the wrong setting. So we're just going to go through the carburetor, rebuild it, clean everything, put everything back to factory settings. We're also going to pull the fuel tap out of the tank, make sure that's nice and clean, put some fresh fuel in it, carb back on, new starter system, see if it can go, and if it does go, we're going to then do some testing to see if the head gasket is good or bad. Bueno! carb's a little bit of a faff to get in there, a bit tight, and it's got a cover over the throttle cables on the other side. Eagle-eyed amongst you would have seen we've actually changed the pilot screw. We put this back together. So this is what came in the new kit, and it actually enables you to change the pilot adjustment through this little thumb wheel here, rather than having a screwdriver in there. So that's quite a handy little feature. I'm confident we would have fixed the starting issue with that pilot screw seal that was missing in there. I have primed the bowl up, as you could see when we were getting the accelerator pump jet working. So genuine first start, stone cold, and the header's there. Let's see how she goes. Full choke, hit the button. So there she is, sports fans. We're going to warm it up, get the idle set properly, and then we'll come back and see what the head gasket is doing. Here we are then, guys. It's actually the next day now. We have got the bike running sweet as. We've warmed it up, we've let it cool down, we've cold started, hot started it, set the idle. Really happy with how the bike's running. Now we need to check for this head gasket failure potentially. So the head gasket is the gasket between the cylinder head and the block or the barrel here, and it can fail in a multiple of ways. The owner of this bike is saying that he's getting bubbles into his expansion tank or out of the top of his radiator. So he believes the cylinder pressure that should be inside the cylinder is escaping into his coolant jacket, which is around the outside. So that's how we're going to check for this today. Now to do this, we're going to use this block tester here, which actually sniffs out hydrocarbons in the cooling system. So what we've got is this reaction fluid here, which is blue. And we have to fit this into our radiator, run the bike up to temperature, and we can either see if there's air bubbles coming into it, or if the reaction fluid turns yellow or green, then we know that there are hydrocarbons escaping into the cooling system. This is a good way to check if you feel like you've got a small leak in the head gasket. The bike itself is running really well, so I'm not too concerned. We'll see what it comes back with, but I don't expect it to fail. If the head gasket was blown so severely the bike wouldn't start, you would be using this, something like this compression tester here, where you could crank the cylinder over with the spark plug out and see what sort of pressure you're reading. You can do that wet or dry. If you get a better reading when it's wet, i.e. put a little bit of power steering fluid or oil down the bores, it normally shows the piston rings are worn rather than the head gasket. And if you want to diagnose it further, you could use a cylinder leakage tester, which is where you actually turn the engine over to TDC, so the valves are closed, force controlled pressurized air in, and see where it is then leaking out of. And that way, using a cylinder leakage tester, you can actually diagnose the fault a bit further before you start ripping all parts off of the bike. So anyway, first job is to grab this turkey baster and drain a little bit of coolant out of the header tank, or the radiator, because we do not want the reaction fluid actually touching any of the coolant in the system. So we drain that out so that when it runs up it doesn't bubble up to the top. So there we go then, guys. Hopefully, as you can see in there, it's quite tricky to see, but the fluid is still blue. It hasn't turned green or yellow. so I'm confident that the head gasket is okay. There wasn't any bubbles coming up into this fluid unless I was pulling the bulb, which sucks any hydrocarbons that would be in the cooling system into there to activate the fluid. So I'm happy that's a good head gasket test. What I'm not happy about is the state of this coolant. It's absolutely horrific. It's probably never been changed in 20 years. So we're going to give the cooling system a good flush, drain and refill, and then give the bike back to the owner and get him out on the green lanes having some happy miles. That's it for today then, guys. Bike is all back together, fairing's back on, seat back on, and she is booked in for an MOT, ready so the owner can go out and have some fun. Hopefully you found it useful, enjoyable. Please check out some of the other content on the channel, and don't forget, check in on your brothers. Take care, stay safe.